What is Uniswap? In today's video, we'll be breaking down one of the most well-known dexes in the Ethereum space, as well as one of the biggest dexes on Arbitrum. We'll cover everything you need to know about their automated market maker system, and we'll cover some of the mechanics that allow any user to start a market and trade tokens. Finally, we'll finish up with some context about the Uniswap Labs team and the Uniswap governance system. Without further ado, let's get into Uniswap. Let's begin by addressing some basic questions. What actually is Uniswap, and why do people use it? According to their docs, the Uniswap protocol is a peer-to-peer system designed for exchanging cryptocurrencies on the Ethereum blockchain. Essentially, Uniswap is an exchange used for trading tokens and creating markets on the Ethereum blockchain. Uniswap is a decentralized protocol, meaning no central entity can change the smart contracts that enable it to work. Uniswap was built without upgradable smart contracts and was designed to prioritize censorship resistance, security, self-custody, and the elimination of trusted intermediaries. The only trust necessary for users will be in the smart contracts which enable the protocol to function. These smart contracts are open source and are constantly being audited by third parties to ensure that users' funds are safe. Now let's get into the mechanisms that allow the Uniswap protocol to function. Before we begin, I must also preface that the only tokens available for trade on Uniswap are ERC20 tokens. ERC20 is a token standard which defines some key characteristics about how tokens are coded. This ensures that all ERC20 tokens are compatible with all ERC20 supporting protocols. Implementation of the ERC20 token standard is common practice for new protocols as well as tokens because it allows for more composability throughout the entire ecosystem. Now let's get into the automated market maker system. Traditionally, trading in markets is done through an order book. In an order book system, users are able to list buy and sell orders on an order book, which are eventually filled based on the shifting demand of an asset. Order books have a lot of benefits, which is why they are used in major markets such as the Nasdaq and the New York Stock Exchange. Dexes like Uniswap, however, prefer using automated market makers for their trading systems. So how exactly do automated market makers work? Automated market makers use liquidity providers to facilitate transaction of funds through their exchange. Liquidity providers are people who provide liquidity to token pairs so that other users are able to transact between them. By providing this liquidity, users who want to transact between these two tokens will do so through the liquidity pool that the liquidity provider has set up. Essentially, the whole system works off of people providing liquidity to token pairs to function. Liquidity providers are, however, compensated for their service via platform fees. LPers on Uniswap receive a portion of all the fees being transacted for that token pair. This can be a great way for users with larger positions to farm yield on Uniswap and contribute to its functionality. Another thing to mention is how their AMM algorithm works. The AMM model helps solve one notable problem about order books, this being slippage on larger sized trades. If a market isn't sufficiently liquid, users making transactions with large portfolios will suffer from a wider slippage when selling or buying an asset. Through an AMM, assets are priced through an algorithm which detects changes in the ratio of assets in liquidity pools. This helps to maintain that assets are trading at similar levels to other exchanges and also incentivizes arbitrageurs to arbitrage potential differences between markets. With this model, users are able to get instant transactions on larger positions as well as smaller slippage. Being a liquidity provider does have one notable risk known as impermanent loss. Let's illustrate this concept with an example. Let's say you want to provide liquidity for an ETH USDC liquidity pool. The liquidity pool demands that you provide one-to-one liquidity for these assets. Let's say the price of ETH is $10 and you're supplying 10 ETH and 100 USDC to this liquidity pool. This would be a 1-to-1 ratio and the total value of your provision would be $200. Let's say you provided this liquidity to a pool worth 1000 USDC and 100 ETH total. You'd have a 10% stake in that pool, resulting in you receiving 10% of all fees being generated by it. Let's also establish how the Uniswap AMM algorithm works to price assets. The algorithm is simply x times y equals k. The goal of the formula is to maintain k as the same value after each transaction by repricing assets in the pool. Next, let's assume the price of ETH has gone to $40 on a different market. Arbitrageurs would take advantage of this opportunity by buying ETH from your liquidity pool for cheaper and selling it on that market for more. This would in turn cause the ratio of ETH to USDC in your pool to skew in favor of more USDC. Arbitrageurs would continue buying and selling until the price of ETH in your pool would be equal to that of other markets. In this scenario, the amount of ETH total in the pool would become 50 and the amount of USDC total would become 2,000. When withdrawing from this liquidity pool, you would receive back your 10% stake, earning you 5 ETH and 200 USDC. If you compare the value of this to simply having held your original assets, you have lost out on a potential profit of $100. This difference is known as impermanent loss. Now let's get into the Uniswap entity as a whole. Uniswap, the product, was built by the Uniswap Labs team. Originally started by Hayden Adams for the goal of creating a decentralized exchange for cryptocurrencies on ETH, Uniswap has become the biggest DEX in the Ethereum space. The Uniswap Labs team is separate from the Uniswap protocol, and they simply work on improvements or new iterations of the protocol. Another thing to keep in mind is Uniswap governance. Uniswap governance is responsible for changes made to the Uniswap protocol. Anyone can become a Uniswap governor by acquiring the Uni token and voting on new proposals in the community. I hope this video was helpful for learning a little about how the Uniswap DEX works and what benefits users can get from it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, as it greatly helps my channel and the exposure of my content. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there, Anons.